Hi, my name is Lisa Price, and I am the head teacher in the Purple Room, and I'm here today to give you an overview of our food program that is in the Blue Room, the Purple Room, and the MODOC classroom. And our food program is funded by the Child and Adult Food and Nutrition Program and meets all of their nutritional standards. We serve breakfast, lunch, and an afternoon snack, and all of the food is prepared on site. When purchasing the food, we pay close attention to the labels to make sure that we're getting as little sugar, salt, and preservatives as possible in the food. In purchasing bread products, we use whole grains, and fresh vegetables and fruits are both used as well. Turkey, chicken, fish, and eggs are used, but we don't use any pork or beef. Meat alternatives are provided for those children that do not eat meat, and as well as substitute food items for children that do not eat meat or they have intolerances to certain foods. The food allergies that we might have in the classroom are posted in the kitchen as well as in each classroom too. Breakfast and the PM supplement are served at one table, and those are kind of by choice for the children to come up and attend. And lunch is served at approximately the same time each day, and all the children go to lunch. And the youngest group of children receive the trays first. So the Blue Room would eat first, then the Purple, and then the MODOC. It's very important that the lunch table teachers have their hands washed and be at the lunch table at the same time or prior to the children who sit with them. This is particularly true with young children, as it's an example way of forestalling problems. It also serves as a means to inviting children to join in at the area. In each of the classrooms, the lunch table teachers begin serving food as the children arrive to the table. When serving milk, pour a small amount into the smaller pitcher, about 3 or 4 ounces, and then you'll allow the child to then take the smaller pitcher and pour it into their own cup, therefore allowing them to do a lot of achieving things themselves. Then actually follow that same procedure with each child. If you give them the cup and the small pitcher at the same time too, that will forestall them kind of fidgeting around with the small cups. As soon as the children receive their food and drinks, they may begin eating, and that's just to avoid making children wait when they're hungry. It's not as appropriate. We do encourage the use of utensils, at the same time realizing the different value systems in different families, that some families might not use utensils, but we do encourage it. Mealtime is a time for eating and pleasant conversation. It's a wonderful time to engage children and really work on their extended language. However, there are times when children show us that they are not interested in mealtime, and that's pretty obvious when they start wiggling around or sliding out of their chairs. So when they do exhibit those behaviors, it would remind them that it's time for eating and you need to show me that you're eating. If they continue those behaviors, then you can tell them that when you do that, you're showing me you're all done, and if it continues, then you would excuse them from the table. I have to repeat again that the most important part of these meal times is to just enjoy it. Ask lots of open-ended questions and really just practice that taking turns of talking, conversation. And examples of open-ended questions are things that there aren't really any right or wrong answers to. So it could be, what do you think the weather might be like tomorrow? Or, oh goodness, what do you think it might be like to live near the ocean? What do you think it would be like to live in the ocean? Kind of interesting questions that there aren't yes or no answers to, but it really gets a lot of that conversation going, a lot more extended language. So enjoy at the time. I'm going to go over preparing the table as well, and there are just certain sanitation steps that we follow in preparing for mealtime or tasting activities. The first one obviously would be to clear off the table, any manipulatives that might be out, washing hands, and then spraying the table where the food is served with a prepared disinfectant spray. And this should be done without any children around. And then use a separate paper towel per each table to wipe and dry it off then. You would follow these same steps at each food table, and once these steps have been followed, the table is sanitized and safe for eating and food preparation. Okay, I'll kind of give you the rundown of how it works. Breakfast is generally served between 8:15 and 9 a.m., and snack is generally available between 1:30 or 2 and 2:45 in the afternoon. In the Modoc and the Purple Room, children are encouraged to be sure that they are finished eating breakfast or snack before they leave the table. Just saying that, once you leave, you're done with the meal. That might be a little bit different in the Blue Room with the younger children because they're still kind of learning that idea. And they often are a little bit more distractible than children are at a slightly older age. When it comes to the amount of food that they're served, research indicates that the consumption of too much fruit juice is actually a cause of obesity, or one of the causes. So we do limit the amount of fruit juice served at snack time to a half a cup per each child, which is about 4 ounces. Water is available for children, and they're definitely encouraged to drink water if they're still thirsty after that. For lunchtime, in each of the classrooms, children are assigned to certain lunch tables. They sit at the same lunch table each day with the same lunch teacher. The staff makes these lunch table assignments based upon their knowledge of the children's development, their temperaments, their needs, and the social relationships that they're beginning to establish. The purpose of sitting at the lunch table each day with the same teacher is to provide children with a sense of continuity and the opportunity to develop deeper relationships and to feel part of a smaller group. It also provides teachers with the opportunity to observe and work with and get to know a small group of children more intimately. Okay, now I'm actually going to go over the meal service. All of the meals are served family style, and this means that there is one bowl or plate for each item that is served. The bowls are placed on the tray, and there'll be one tray per table, and these are put on colored cubes right next to the lunch table. To minimize choking hazards, we require that all children stay seated while eating. This means that they must chew and swallow all their food before getting up. As in all areas, we ask the adults serve as role models of positive behavior and exhibit the behaviors they wish to promote in children. We do not require that the children say please or thank you, but we certainly appreciate and model this. Our focus is more on the ways in which children ask for food items and talk with teachers and peers. So it could be if someone's demanding a food item from a teacher, you could say, could you ask me in a different way? And definitely when you're dishing up food, to always say please and thank you yourself as a teacher, but we don't require them to do it. We place a little bit of food on each item on a child's plate. And this means that a child that may be adamant about their dislikes for peas, perhaps, is say, I don't want any peas, then you would just give them one pea. We often say that, and this is recommended by Opt-for-Fit Kids as well, that it's our job to serve them a little bit of everything, and it's their job to decide what they want to eat. And that comes from the healthy options that we've already prepared for them. We encourage them to try new foods, but we don't want to pressure them either. All right. And that concludes what I have to say about the Food and Nutrition Program for today. Thank you.